Ladies and gentlemen, good morning and welcome to Coffee and Sports, the morning show on the Wire to Wire Network. It's just me and my boy Mo this morning. Mo, how you doing today?
Hey, good morning, Carmike. Good morning, chat. Ready to go.
Ready to go, man. Hey, I want to talk about De'Aaron Fox. Just got 4 years, 229 million from the Spurs, man. Talk to me about this contract, man. You like this contract for the Spurs moving forward with their franchise?
I like it for Fox, because NBA money is guaranteed money, right? He is good. Like the 229 is 229. It's not NFL money, so it's better money. Look, I think De'Aaron Fox is a talented player, gifted scorer. I'm not sure he's a natural point guard, but
Mm-hmm.
I think he'll be a good fit in that system because with Wemby, with that young core that they had, Harper I think is going to be impactful in his rookie year. I like what the Spurs are doing. I think they're trying to build a core to contend quicker than most, and I think they're on track. De'Aaron Fox on the Spurs, I don't think he has to have the pressure of being the best player. And I think that works
Mm.
better for him because Wemby's the centerpiece. I think Harper might look if Harper is what people project him to be, he might leap over De'Aaron Fox. But I do like the signing because I think the Spurs are going to be legitimate contenders in the West.
Mm. You know, what do you mean by you don't think he's a natural point? Because what is a because our definition of a natural point guard from back in the day ain't the same definition for a point guard today.
Well, the point guard today, most point guards today are scoring point guards. They're not really facilitators. So when you look at a Dame or a Steph or De'Aaron Fox, can they create for others? Yes. Is that what they primarily do? No, they're scorers. So they're different. I mean, Chris Paul's a point guard. I could go further back. Rondo's a point guard. But those guys, to me, Steph and De'Aaron Fox and guys of that ilk, they're scorers first. That is their primary role on their teams. So I don't think De'Aaron Fox is a classic lead guard. You're not gonna see De'Aaron Fox have an 18 point 11 assist game. If you do, it's a fluke. That's and that's not to criticize. I'm just saying what his skill set dictates. What does he do best? He scores the basketball. What does Steph do? Scores the basketball. Same for Dame and any other scoring point guard. As much as I like Jalen Brunson, I'm a huge fan of Jalen Brunson. I think he's one of the greater overachievers in the NBA. But his
Think he
prime,
overachiever, man?
yeah, he didn't come out with the fanfare of a lot of guys. He wasn't a lottery pick. He was a second round pick. I think that he's an overachiever. Nobody looked at Jalen Brunson and said this guy's going to be a star at the next level. Nobody thought that. And he's surpassed anybody's expectations of him. My point is, what does he do best? What he does best is he scores. He's a scorer, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's just what he is. I'm looking at De'Aaron Fox. De'Aaron Fox is a scorer.
Do you think they was trying to move around, like just trying to get a nice piece in the position just so they can set up for Wemby to get this monstrous contract that we all know he probably gonna get if he just stays healthy for at least a few seasons?
No, I agree. I think that's exactly what they're doing. And the great thing is that the rest of that core outside of Wemby, the younger guys, they're all on their rookie deals. You don't even have to worry about paying them for like the next 5 years. You're good. They're good. I think they want to go ahead and get Wemby wrapped up right away. But to your point, the only thing that's holding Victor Wembanyama back from being a true dominant player, I think, is health. It's and
Hmm.
that and hopefully that's not an issue throughout his career. But we know in the history of the NBA, most guys that are 7'4", 7'5", they have a history of having problems with their feet or their ankles. I hope that's not the case with Wemby.
Mikal Bridges, 4 years, 150 million. You think this was a good signing for the Knicks?
I think the Knicks had to retain Bridges because of the investment they made to get him. They gave up. Did they give up like 4 number 1s? The fact that they gave up what they gave up,
For a
what
role
they,
player?
well, I don't think he's a role player, but I
What?
don't.
What else could he be? He ain't a star.
Correct. I don't think he's a. No, well, I take that back. So there's different levels, right? There's a superstar, there's all stars, then there's stars on their team. I think Bridges is a star, but he's not. He's not a superstar. He's not going to be a superstar. I think that's my point. When I look at that contract, in my head, I go, "Oh, they think he's an all-star caliber player." I don't. I think he's a star level player who can help you win. It's a lot of money for a guy that's going to be your third or fourth leading scorer. That's my. I'm not knocking anything because I'm pro player, but when you invest that much money in your fourth leading scorer, that's a lot of money.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to welcome to the stage Mr. Gardy3, man. What's up? Good morning, sir.
Hey, how's it going?
I
What's up, Brad?
appreciate you joining us, man.
Absolutely. I'm excited to be here.
Hey, we about to do N1 in the morning right now.
Hey, I'm down.
Since I can't make it Thursdays, and Thursdays seem to be a struggle for me, but
This is the only way we can get him on here, Brett. It's the
Hey,
only
fair
way.
So we talking about Mikal Bridges, 4-year deal, 150 million. You think this was a good signing for the Knicks?
It's definitely a bit of an overpay. And I know that like contracts keep going up, right? So some people defend it and say, well, it's not an overpay. You know, the salary cap's going to keep rising. I just don't think you can really slice in a way that you go 35 mil for Mikal Bridges. Yeah, that's great. Love it. I understand that they had to because they did give up like 5 firsts to get him, so they were kind of backed into a corner. They got him to take $6 million less than the max, so I guess they did a little something there. But I still can't help to shake it. This just feels like a big overpay. So they better hope they win a title with this core in the next 4 years, because
I think this is their only year to win it. Because once Tatum and them start coming back, they cooked. This is their only year, but. My thing is, why does just because we have the cap, we gotta spend it? That's what I want to understand. If the player is not worth it, why do we need to spend the money?
Let me answer that real quick, Brett. Well, they have to spend the money because Brett alluded to they gave up 5 number 1 picks for the guy. Like you, what you can't do is give up 5 number 1 picks and then let him bounce for nothing. At least if you lock him up, you could turn around and trade him, or at least you have some kind of control over the situation. I agree wholeheartedly it's an overpay, but if you don't pay him and he walks, that essentially means you gave up 5 number 1 picks for a rental. That your fan base would kill you. So you have to keep him. You have to overpay him.
I get that, Mo, but my thing is the simple fact that you know what they did, what the Bulls did to Pippen. And he's a lot better, way better than Mikal Bridges, and he wasn't even getting money.
Well, you got to let me in on that. What did the Bulls do to Pippen?
They wasn't giving him no money. They were shafting him for years.
No. Scottie Pippen, without an agent, signed a horrible deal, and he was happy about it until he realized how dumb a deal it was. The Bulls didn't shaft him. I'm going to tell you how dumb Scottie Pippen is. When the general manager tells you, you don't want to sign this deal. But if you sign this deal, we're not going to revisit it. And then Scottie said, nah, it looks good. The Bulls didn't shaft Scottie Pippen. Scottie Pippen shafted Scottie Pippen.
I looked at the documentary, you know, the Jordan one, the whole it was a whole Bulls documentary, but Jordan dominated a lot of the story of it. Like a lot of people was just talking about him during that documentary. But you know, he was presenting his story as he was getting shafted. He was asking for the money. They wasn't trying to give it to him.
Right, but in the documentary, Scottie also agreed to that stupid deal. They didn't tell him to do that. That was on Scottie. That's a 7-year deal that paid him next to nothing, and he took it. If I'm the Bulls and you sign it, we're not going to revisit it. I'm not doing anything. He did that to himself. And by the way, as far as the documentary go, if they do a documentary on the Jacksons, We want to highlight Michael. I could give a damn about Jermaine, Tito, or the rest of them. That's kind of how it goes. If you don't highlight Michael Jordan, nobody's watching that documentary.
Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to introduce you to one of my good friends. His dad is a Hall of Famer, Leroy Kelly. He's the second, but his dad played for the Browns back in the day, who won, I think, about 4 NFL championships, and he was a rushing leader. This is Mr. Kelly that is joining us this morning.
What's good, y'all? What's good? How y'all feeling?
How's it going?
We good. This is Mo Gardy, so two of my guys, man. We talked about this Mikal Bridges contract, which is 4 years, 150 million. I don't know if that was a good deal in my opinion, because of the simple fact that he's a 3-and-D guy, and just because we got the money, I think we should just spend it if we get somebody next year in the free agency or this year, who knows. But I don't agree with the overspending because we got the cap to give it. If you don't deserve it, why are we giving it? You know what I mean? But let's move on to the NBA.com. Here's a top 10 players list for the 2025-2026 season. At number 10, we got Trae Young. Do we like Trae Young at number 10 in the East?
Number 10 in the East, or
this is on NBA.com. It's just 10 the top 10 East players, and Trae Young's at 10. You want to hear the rest of the list before? All right. Number 9, Cat, Karl Anthony Towns. Number 8, Jaylen Brown. Number 7, Evan Mobley. Number 6, Joel Embiid. Number 5, Cade Cunningham. 4, Paolo Banchero. 3, Donovan Mitchell. 2, Jalen Brunson. And number 1 is Giannis Antetokounmpo. Y'all know why? You know why Jason Tatum ain't in there, because he ain't playing this year. So, do we like this list for the East? Mo, talk to me.
I don't know if I would change anything. I might move Trae Young up a little bit. I move him ahead of Cat.
You move him ahead of Cat?
Trae Young as a primary has led a team to the conference finals. I'm just judging you off of who you are as a player. Karl Anthony Towns as a primary has never led anybody nowhere. Karl Anthony Towns as a 2 had more success. Trae Young is always, whatever you think of Trae Young, Atlanta goes how Trae Young goes. I would move him ahead of Cat. Cat's not a primary. Cat's a secondary player.
He was a primary for the Timberwolves.
And he led him nowhere. Exactly. My point. And he led him nowhere.
Gardy, what you got to say about this list, man?
It's funny. I don't know if I'd have Embiid in the top 10, and it's not because of talent. It's the problem with Embiid is it just comes to the fact that his knee is cooked. It's nothing to do with if Embiid's healthy, then he's way too low on this list. Healthy Embiid is easily the second best player in the East.
Well, I think that's a simple fact that plays the part is he's not healthy. He's never
literally Embiid with a banged up knee. He falls off this list.
Falls off it? In the East?
How can I keep Joel Embiid on this list if he can't stay healthy? And when he is healthy, when I saw him last year, he could hardly move. Like, if Joel Embiid comes back healthy and can move, he's way too low. But if he comes back like he did last year, then I don't know how we can really justify having him ahead of even guys, like Cat. If he's just not going to be able to move. It's really has nothing to do with his talent. It's a health thing. I need to see him healthy before I'm jumping him up the list. But if he's not, then I don't think he's a top 10 player in the East.
Ooh, Mr. Kelly, how you feel about this list for the top 10 East players?
Let me just say, Trae Young is probably on that cusp. I mean, he's offensively entertaining, but that defense, man, that defense is nowhere to be found sometimes, man. I mean, I mean, he sell the tickets because he's flashy on offense, but I don't know. I think I got maybe like a few players that could jump ahead of him on that spot. And I agree with him with the fees. Like, availability is the best ability to have.
Uh-oh. I think we lost him. Um, let's go to. I want to ask y'all, Mo. Nah, I'm gonna start with Guard because Mo is he's a fan of this team. Do you think that the Lakers can legit win a championship this year?
This year?
This year.
No. I think this roster is still too flawed. I like the addition of Marcus Smart. I think it's a low risk signing, right? Because Marcus Smart is a guy that you only got for the vet min. At the same time, Marcus Smart hasn't played more than like 21 games in the last like 3 seasons. DeAndre Ayton, I think he's a fine signing for the MLE. The problem is sometimes, like, I'm giving more effort right now than DeAndre Ayton does grabbing rebounds sometimes. Like, that's kind of the problem with the Lakers. They got some great signings, but I don't really think that times I still don't think they have enough defenders. And sometimes I don't think they're going to have enough motor. Like, if, LeBron's going to be taking plays off, DeAndre Ayton's going to be taking games off, like, I think they'll be good. I think they can make a nice run to either the second, maybe even the Western Conference Finals if they get hot. But I don't see the Lakers as a threat to make it all the way to the finals.
Mr. Kelly, what you think about the Lakers, man? Are they a legit contender for the championship this year?
I really didn't. I really didn't think they were going to be a team that was going to make the playoffs. I would have rather them not, so that we can, get some more additions. But they're going to make the playoffs by default. I mean, you got Luka coming in there in better shape, not injured. They did bring a big man. I wasn't happy about the big man, but they did pick up a big man. So you can't really be mad at that. So by default, they are going to go to the playoffs and shake some things up. Yeah, I would rather them not. Yeah. I would rather them not.
Mo,
I'm looking for the future.
Mo, how you feel about the Lakers and people have hopes for them winning the championship this year, especially Luka?
Yeah,
Not.
I got them a second round exit.
Second round exit? Mo, where's your loyalty, man?
My loyalty never wavers, but my honesty comes first. They're not that good. They're not going to be that good. They still have flaws in their roster construction, and if you look at them top to bottom, they're still one of the least athletic teams in the NBA.
Now, before I switch to football, man, I want, if you or Brett have any questions for Mr. Legacy Kells, because his father did play for the Cleveland Browns, and he was there for a big grip of that, man. And it was I'm gonna tell you all this. I knew this guy a long time, and I never knew when we was kids his dad was a running back for the Cleveland Browns and a Hall of Famer. It was weird, but
yeah, that was crazy. Like the whole weird. Hall of Fame bus is right there as soon as you walk into the house. That is crazy.
But I got to grow up with a Hall of Famer son and not know it, man. Lee, would you like to tell us, man, about how your experience was playing you after finding out, your dad was a Hall of Famer and playing overseas and things?
I mean, it had pros and cons. I mean, you got shoes to fill or try to make your own. So each path is still rough. Of course, filling the shoes is going to be the rougher path than making your own. But yeah, I mean, it came with pros and cons. You know, I wouldn't take anything away from it. You know, it was a great experience. You know,
What was the
and
cons
allow
of the situation for you?
the cons. Oh man, the bar is set. The bar is set whether you have the ability to do it or not. That is set point blank. Boom. This is what we expect. Period. Can you do this? Yeah, yo, I came into college. I was like, yo, I'm 163 pounds. My dad came in at 195 solid. All right, he a power runner. I'm elusive. Okay, we don't do the same things. Like, yeah, they was like, no, I need you to run through this wall. I'm like, oh, look, I can shake a person out his shoes, and I'm a lot quicker and faster. But you know, we had differences. You know, we had a lot of differences. Our moves, you can catch glimpse of similarities in moves, but yeah, he was a more of a power runner. I was more elusive, so it was some changes that people didn't want to accept.
Won't you tell us your experience about dealing with the NFL?
Yeah, man, the NFL was rough, man. I ain't gonna hold you. You gotta before you even get there, you gotta make the best decisions before getting there. You know, because they definitely checking your whole profile. You know, they talking to your elementary school teacher. All right, how is this person as a person? Okay, you know, so yeah, you do gotta make sure you try to make the best decisions that you possibly can, because they definitely interviewing everybody. About to give you a lot of money, you know, so it's expected, you know. And you know, I had some workouts in Detroit, Cleveland twice for different positions. So you know, it just didn't pan out. Romeo Cornell was there, and you know, he didn't remain there, but you know, it felt like it was going to happen then. And then the second time was under a different coach. You know, he had different views on how he wanted the team to go. So it still was a great experience being around the guys and to have that opportunity. I don't know if y'all can still hear me. Y'all can still hear me?
Oh yeah.
Me? Mm.
Y'all can hear me?
Yeah.
Hello?
Um,
Okay.
I want to talk about.
Yeah, this mic is funny.
I want to talk about Ben Johnson's comments. So Ben Johnson on the Bears offense said that their offense is sloppier than we were hoping at this point. Um, Caleb in practice was not really looking good. He threw a little tantrum, walked off the field. Gardy, talk to me about what's going on with Caleb, man, and what we expect from him this season thus far, with Ben not being very confident in this guy.
You know, it's funny. I kind of expected them to still be sloppy, right? It feels like that when you're bringing a team with a completely new coach and a completely new coordinators, that you're not necessarily going to pick up on everything right away. That's going to take some time. And we're talking about a Bears team with a lot of young talent, so it doesn't surprise me. The thing with Ben Johnson is, from what I've heard, his offenses are just a lot more complex, and he said he was going to completely revamp it too. He's going to build it around the quarterback, not the run. So this is going to be a guy that's going to build around Caleb Williams. He's completely revamping his offense. So yeah, to me, it kind of makes sense that they don't necessarily have the grip of it at this point, you know, in training camp. So I'm not concerned about the Bears right now.
Mo, how you feel about Caleb, his tantrums, and they saying he's not that accurate in practice?
I think it's interesting that he's struggling in 7-on-7 drills because he's struggling with the terminology of the offense. If you're throwing picks in 7-on-7 drills, That's not a good sign. I think he's frustrated because Ben Johnson is coaching him in a way that he hasn't been coached his whole career. He's not used to that. He's used to people adjusting to him. He's adjusting to Ben Johnson's system, and he's struggling with it. I think they're going to struggle the first month of the season, and then eventually they'll settle down and he'll get more comfortable in the offense.
Mr. Kelly, how you feel about Caleb thus far heading into the second year?
Yeah, I can't say that I'm seeing anything different than what I've seen in college that last year. I mean, he don't his mental toughness is not quite there. You know, that last year in college, crying to mommy in the stands and running up, you kind of seen this coming. I can't say that I didn't see this coming. You know, so the tantrums, I'm not surprised by the tantrums he's throwing right now. You know, so yeah, he gonna have to toughen up. You know, put some big boy pants on and play football. This is what people dream for. You know, it's your time. Get it done.
I'm with Mr. Kelly. I don't look. It's early in his career, and he may very well turn out to be the best quarterback in football. When I saw him that last year in college too, I think there's something there that I just don't think he's going to be all the things that people project him to be. I don't think he's going to be a star quarterback at the next level. I don't see it.
I want to talk about Dan A's his first take, top 5 quarterbacks with the most to prove in 2025. Mo, I'm gonna start with you. He has at number 5 Anthony Richardson, number 4 Bryce Young, number 3 JJ McCarthy, number 2 Mr. Trevor Lawrence, aka they like to call this kid the Prince, and Caleb Williams. Do you like this for the most proved quarterback, most to prove in 2025?
Yeah, I think they got it spot on. They've done everything you can for Caleb Williams to set him up for success. They've added more weapons. They've bolstered up the offensive line. And his head coach is one of the best play callers in the NFL. If he can't be successful under Ben Johnson, he'll never be successful.
Never?
Never.
I mean, it took Geno about 10 years before he became successful, man.
If Geno is the bar, yeah, he can be Geno.
Hey,
if that's the bar,
he could be the best quarterback in Bears history.
I agree with that statement too, but that's a low bar.
That's a low ceiling.
Who's the best quarterback in Bears history? Is it Jay Cutler?
Jay Cutler?
Yeah. Yes, Jay Cutler. Yep.
That's a small bar.
I think he's very Jay Cutler-like.
Already? He just started. Jay Cutler-like?
I'm talking about his mental. I'm talking about how he handles things. He whines a lot like Jay Cutler.
All right, what we feel about this list, man? Would you like Anthony Richardson being on this list?
Actually, I think Anthony Richardson's like the perfect guy for this list. I don't think anybody denies the physical talent of Anthony Richardson, but between when we're talking about obviously his very bad, he has accuracy issues. It's really bad. We're also talking about a guy who in year 3 still just can't stay on the field. And I think at the end of the day, if you're in a training camp battle with Daniel Jones, who obviously was a starter at one point in the league, but we're in 2025 and he pretty much just got booted out of New York, didn't stick around, in Minnesota. I don't think that's a good sign. I think it's clear that Daniel Jones has a ceiling as a backup quarterback in this league. And if you're, struggling to beat him out in a quarterback duel, it's not a great sign if you want to try to be a team's franchise quarterback. So I love Anthony Richardson's inclusion on this list.
What about Bryce Young?
Yeah, I mean, Bryce Young, I think, is a fine one, too. We're talking about a guy who we can talk about at a great, second half of the year, but one half doesn't make a player. It's a guy who still got benched twice. Like, I like Bryce Young. I think he has a lot of potential. But that being said, this is guys still who needed to get benched twice to play good for like a 4-game stretch to end the year last year. So, do I think that Bryce Young bounces back? I have faith in Bryce Young. At the same time, does he have a lot to prove? Yeah, he's got to show everybody he can put it together for a full season. So, I think there's a lot to prove when it comes to Bryce Young, but I do believe in Bryce Young to put it all together this year.
Mr. Kelly, what you think about this list for quarterbacks with the most approved this year? Now, we got Williams, Lawrence, McCarthy, Young, and Richardson.
Yeah, I mean, all of them have room to grow if they really get it done. I mean, Anthony Richardson, physicality, his body physique, he would make a perfect person, but the work ethic is just missing. It just seems like he's just not putting in enough time into trying to really want to remain here in the NFL. I don't know what that's about. Maybe there's like some deeper issues with that, but I agree. Like, he's struggling to beat out Daniel Jones, and I'm like, this is an older Daniel Jones at that. Older. I looked at the kid video and it's bad. It's bad. As far as who you said, Caleb and Bryce.
Bryce, Mr. Lawrence.
Bryce, I mean, both of those guys got some pieces that might help. I know the Panthers did grab that one receiver, so it might be the thing that Bryce could use to get him over the hump, and make himself at least a complete season quarterback. Same thing with Trevor. I don't know, if you ask me. I think Trevor looks disinterested, and he just doesn't want to be here anymore. Like, his facial expression is like, I'm going through the motion. Like, either you want to be here or you don't. And I get, the organization, hasn't played too much in your favor. I mean, you had the Urban Myers thing, and then the coach, another coach switch. It's tough, but I mean, come on, man. Get it done. Get it done, man. Get it done. You got Travis Hunter out there now. Who was the young receiver they got? I can't think of his name right now. As the RB2, since they moved Travis Hunter to
Brian Thomas Jr.
Yeah. So him and Travis Hunter. I mean, and then you still got ENT and Tate in the backfield. I mean, you got more than enough to make some things happen. At this point.
Let me ask you this. Do you see any team moving away from any of these players after this year?
Ooh, the Colts.
The Colts.
I think this is it for Anthony Richardson. I completely think that if he doesn't do something this year, that ride is over. Absolutely.
Facts.
Mo, who you see with the most to lose this year?
Well,
off this list,
Richardson is, if he doesn't play well, his next position will be H-back. He won't be quarterback anymore. And honestly, he might be really good at an H-back.
He might be.
But I mean, I'm talking about his physical tools tell you he could be an athletic freak of nature. But in terms of how you play quarterback, he doesn't process plays very well in terms of going through his reads. Holds onto the football too long. And he can't throw a receiver open. The only thing he really does well with his arm talent is he throws a deep ball well. But intermediate routes, sideline routes, timing routes, all that stuff's not there. And if you're in a quarterback battle with a career backup, that's not a good sign.
Yeah, I remember like people trying to fight me on Anthony Richardson last year And the only clip they showed is him throwing that one flat-footed bomb like 60 yards. And I'm like, that is maybe the most impressive throw on the season. The problem is, show me a second, like Mo just said, show me a short to intermediate game, and it is brutal. So I do agree that Anthony Richardson, if he doesn't put it all together this year, that Colts are probably just drafting a new quarterback next year, and they'll move on. I think to a lesser extent, if the Panthers fall flat on their face hard enough, maybe they do consider moving on from Bryce Young. I think that's a lot less likely. But that being said, I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility. Like, if the Panthers happen to stumble onto, like, let's say a top 5 pick in the draft in a quarterback heavy class, I wouldn't be too horribly shocked if they got a good enough pick if they decided to move on from Bryce. So I think definitely Anthony Richardson's fighting for his job. I think that there's an outside chance that Bryce Young could be fighting for his. And I think the other 3 are safe. J.J. McCarthy's still a rookie. Trevor, it's his first year starting. Trevor Lawrence is making like $55 million. They can't, cut that contract so easily, even if they wanted to right now. And when it comes to Caleb Williams, at the end of the day, it's year 2. So I don't think he'll be in danger unless he falls flat on his face for like the next 2 or 3 years in a row.
I got a lovely topic today since we got a Ravens fan with us. He's supposed to be a Browns fan, but he's a Ravens fan. But I'm gonna start with you, Brett. And I'm gonna let Mr. Kelly go after you, then Mo. We had an interview that I was watching where Mr. Harbaugh went on an interview and said that, and I quote, Lamar is a historically good passer. Do you agree or disagree with this?
I think, it's funny. I think people underrate him as a passer. Is he historically good? I'm not sure I'd go that far, but I think he's a very good passer. I think he's a lot better than people give him credit for. I think he can make all the throws. I think his athleticism, keeps a lot of passing lanes open for him because teams want to make sure to keep him in the pocket and make sure he doesn't escape. That being said, I wouldn't put him in the same tier as your historically all-time great passers. When I think all-time great, I'm talking about guys like, Drew Brees, Aaron Rodgers, Patrick Mahomes, Brady. Like, I don't think he's in that tier as a passer.
Would you put him in a tier with the great passers in the league right now?
Oh, yeah. No, I think he's a great passer.
So you putting him in with Patrick, you putting him in with Baker, who's starting to show that he's a great passer. You putting him in with Josh Allen ain't really a good passer.
It feels like in terms of like passing, like Patrick, and even at times like guys like Joe Burrow when he's on could very well be a league of their own. But when it comes to someone like, for example, like Josh Allen, I think Josh Allen has a lot more arm talent than him, but I think when Lamar's on, he's very well up there.
Accuracy or arm strength for Josh Allen?
Josh Allen, arm strength, but his accuracy is improving every year. But I think Lamar's probably right there in that conversation.
Mr. Kelly, what you think about Harbaugh calling Lamar a historically great passer?
Yeah, I think if you really look at his overall body of work, I mean, he's improving each and every year. The touchdown interception ratio, I mean, that's spot on along round with Aaron Rodgers, right? Quarterback rating. I mean, last year he completely was on the money. I mean, yards, TDs, what, four picks thrown, and then he can run on top of that. And he's done these things even with not a greatly built wide receiver core. I think we finally getting that now coming into this, like Zay Flowers. I mean, Mark Andrew, D Hop. I mean, like we got a lot more going now than he's worked with in the past. I mean, we had washed up Michael Crabtree, Joe Brown, Willie Snead, and yet he still continued year after year to continue to improve and put on this display. I mean, I think we looking at a generational thing right now, and it's just a matter of time before ring. Can we say ring? I think it's this year.
Mo,
I think it's this year.
historically great passer, Lamar. Now everybody they keep talking about him as a talented quarterback, as Brett and Mr. Kelly has said. And of course, we know he is one of the most talented quarterbacks in the league. But Harbaugh specifically said historically good passer. Your mic's muted.
Harbaugh is also his coach, so it seemed like the smart thing to say. I don't think he's wrong when you're talking about Lamar being underrated as a passer, but historically great. Yeah, I wouldn't. He's not in that conversation. He's not a passer of the football on the same level as Joe Burrow. They're not on the same. They're not operating on the same level. A guy who's a veteran, who's on the other side of his prime, he's not a better passer of the football than a Matthew Stafford. Not even close.
Matthew?
Yes, much better. Not even close. Lights out. Look, my thing with Lamar is, I've heard the argument. Well, he doesn't have a great wide receiver, but I've also made the case the Ravens is where great wide receivers would go to die. You put a great wide receiver with Lamar Jackson, his numbers are going to come down. Lamar Jackson, if you look at their offense, they do a lot of RPO and they do a lot of really simple passing combinations. Think about his numbers. His numbers are almost identical the last 3 or 4 years. He got a 1,900-yard back last year, and the numbers were basically the same. So I have no problem with people saying he's a better passer than people give him credit for, but historically great. This is one of those arguments where the numbers say maybe historically great, right? But the eye test, when you look at it in bigger situations, they don't say historically great. So again, the regular season you make your name, the postseason you make your fame. He's not famous in the postseason.
Mr. Kelly, got a rebuttal?
Hey, man, a lot of the guys he mentioned, I mean, none of them guys really got the MVPs to support that. But I'm going to say Lamar and himself, right? Let's just look at last year's season. I mean, you can go off of last year's season, go after the season before that, the second year MVP season. This man is displaying something as far as making the tough throws a lot of the time. I mean, a lot of the time. I mean, squeezing it in there, passing it on the run. I mean, like, a lot of guys ain't doing this. A lot of guys are not doing this. Buying time with his feet. And I mean, he made Rashad Bateman look great. I mean, Rashad owes him half of that contract he just got. You know what I'm saying? Like, Lamar made him look very special last year. And imagine what he would have done in any other situation. Joe Burrow situation, he kills those numbers. Jalen Hurts situation, he kills those numbers. So yeah, I mean, having the right pieces around you does matter, but he's done it with far less and still got these numbers, great numbers. I mean, and no one would complain about the numbers he got at all.
The numbers are cool, but never mind last year. The year before, they had the numbers. They also had one of the best defenses in football. They go to the end. Correct. They have one of the best defenses in football. He goes up against a Kansas City Chiefs team with one of the worst offenses in football. He got one job: do everything you did in the regular season. Did he do anything like? No, he just folded. So again, they should have destroyed the Chiefs. No offense. The Chiefs had a bunch of number threes at wide receiver, nothing to guard on the outside, no run game, and they couldn't win that. Mind you, the defense did his part. It's not like Kansas City scored 20. They scored 17 points. They come in there with what, the second ranked offense in all of football. What happened? Where are you at? Where?
Yeah, that was what was that the
Right.
second year Todd Monken?
Where are you at though? Look, I like Lamar, and I get it. I would argue he should have won MVP last year. I thought Joe I thought they just overhyped Josh Allen. He had a good year, but he didn't have an MVP year. It should have been Lamar last year too. But is Lamar going to be one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time? Or is he going to be one of those guys that we go like, man, in the regular season, he's the greatest regular season player of all time? Like, you got to be able to do it on all fronts, not just in the regular season. There's a reason why we don't think Peyton Manning is the greatest quarterback of all time. It's that in the postseason, Peyton Manning never looked like the same player that he did in the regular season.
Mo. What you want to say, Brett? You got something on your mind? Let's talk about it.
No, Baltimore is an interesting dilemma because it's not even just like almost like a Lamar Jackson thing. I don't know what it is, but it seems like when the playoffs start, it's just like an entire team like loses
like they
focus.
Go away from
like
the game plan all year,
right? Like
I'm blaming John Harbaugh.
Right. I think it very well could be a coaching thing, though. Like, I don't know how else to explain it. We're talking about a team that, like, all year is like one of the most disciplined teams. They're just the best team in the league. That game against the Bills, for example, all of a sudden, like, Lamar commits some unruly turnovers in the first half. In the second half, Lamar picks it up, and now Mark Andrews can't catch a football, and they just start playing very undisciplined football, just giving up big chunk plays. I don't know what it is. I think it very well could be a coaching issue at this point because it just seems like every time you get to the big dance, they just switch up their game plan, and nobody has a clue what's going on. In that Chiefs game, why are you dropping back and passing it 40 times with Lamar Jackson? That doesn't make any sense. So the Ravens are interesting in the sense that I think too much blame goes to Lamar, and I get it. He's the quarterback. That's normally how a lot of people will do things. But I also feel like there's got to be something going on with the coaching because it seems like anytime they get to the big dance, they just try too hard to be something they're not. Like, just be who you are, play some power football, take care of the football, be disciplined, and you're probably going to a Super Bowl.
Mo. Terry McLaurin is seeking a same contract as DK Metcalf, man. 4 years, $132 million deal that DK got. Is he worth it? And can Jaden Daniels repeat success without McLaurin?
I mean, if he's seeking Metcalf money, he should seek Metcalf money. He's a better route runner. He's a better receiver than Metcalf. Metcalf is he's a physical freak, but he's got a low route tree. He only runs 2 routes.
You see what you just said there? That's the problem why they don't want to give McLaurin money. That's the issue because he's not a physical freak like DK.
No, but what he is though he is surgical because he's a great route runner. DK can't do a lot of things that McLaurin can do. DK can run a 9 route and he can run a crossing route. That's it.
It's very limited.
Can Jaden Daniels repeat success without McLaurin this year?
No, because they develop chemistry immediately. That is his number 1 receiver, and you're going to go into the season with that up in the air. If you're relying on Debo to be your number 1, you're going to be in trouble.
Brett, is McLaurin worth a DK contract, and can Jaden Daniels repeat success this year?
I think that's it's subjective, right? I think he is, but sometimes some teams might not think so because of how they play receiver. But I think if you're the Commanders, yeah, I think he absolutely is. Like, if you don't have Terry McLaurin, this team, I think, and Jaden Daniels takes a big step back. You have a situation, you have a quarterback on a rookie contract who could very well jump into, a top 10 discussions this year. I think that you give Scary Terry his money. Because at the end of the day, watching camp footage of, Deebo Samuel, who looks like he runs an 8-minute 40 at this point. Like, that is not going to work out very well. To me, Deebo Samuel, he's a kind of more of a gadget guy. I think you can still use him, but when he had his best year with the Niners, what was he? Was he a number one receiver? No, he was a running back. You motioned him. He played out of the slot. He's a more versatile, gadget guy. I don't think he's a wide receiver one in the year 2025, because if he was a wide receiver one and he played that good, the 49ers would have never let him walk. So at the end of the day, I think you have to pay Terry, and if you don't, you're going to see some massive regression, in Washington.
I agree.
Yeah.
Mr. Kelly, same two questions. Is McLaurin worth DK money? And will Jaden Daniels repeat success without McLaurin this year?
Yeah, I agree. Just get that man the money. I mean, he practically saved that season. A lot of them balls were just thrown up, and he made the adjustment and came down with it. He won those fights in the air. Nobody else on that team is doing it. So just go ahead and get that man his money, because without him, we're going to be looking at the same situation we were looking at that landed them the Jaden Daniels draft pick in the first place. It's not going to look good. It's not going to look good. They were going out there with triple tight offense. Like, nah, just get that man his money. Make it easier on yourself. Do yourself the favor. If he wants DK Metcalf money, he's worth it. His skill set is advanced.
Brett, who has the biggest impact for their new team? Aaron Rodgers, Devontae Adams.
Oh man, my first instinct is to say, Aaron Rodgers, but it's so tough when it comes to that, right? Because I think both guys, have a massive impact, but it's really tough to beat the impact that a quarterback has.
I think one is more of a potential
like
because the Rams could have made the made the Super Bowl last year. You know what I mean? And they ain't missed nothing now.
Oh yeah, sure, and I think they could do it again. I think Devontae will have a massive impact, and I think very well you could be looking at a good bounce back year for Aaron. It all depends though, right? I know there's the Steelers camp are talking about issues right now of them running the ball and the offense not being in sync. But I also think that could very well just be the fact that they're going up against, ironically, the Pittsburgh defense, which is one of the better defenses in the league. So it's tough. I think the answer very well could be Devontae Adams. I think he's a massive upgrade over Cooper Kupp, but I'm going to stick with my guy. Aaron's my guy. I'm going to stick with Aaron Rodgers. I think he's going to have one big bounce back here. He's going to have one last playoff appearance before he rides off into the sunset.
Rod, step up to the plate. Mo, who going to have the biggest success? Rodgers, Devontae.
Well, the biggest success will be Devontae Adams. The bigger impact will be Aaron Rodgers because he's going to get Mike Tomlin fired.
Hey.
Mr. Kelly, talk to me, man. Who going to have a bigger impact this year? Better success, man. Rodgers or Adams?
Yeah, I'm a ride with Devontae. Devontae's health is great. He's definitely going to come in there, veteran guy, help Puka Nacua, and kind of give him that part that was missing, because Cooper Kupp wasn't all the way healthy last year. He was doing what he could, but his health was definitely a factor last year. So Devontae gives you that edge. That gives Matthew Stafford that almost Kevin Johnson kind of feel out there. So his stats, his numbers is going to go up. It's going to help that team out a lot. Aaron Rodgers. Woo! The Steelers' offensive line is not that great, so his situation didn't improve. Will he be able to do some things there? Yeah, but I don't know if he's gonna last the season. He was
Mm.
getting sacked like he's got sacked 40 times with the Jets. And just in the 10 games with Russell Wilson, no, 11 games, he got sacked 33 times. I don't see Aaron Rodgers making it through the season, bro. Yo, they ain't make no improvement on that line. It got worse. Najee, they let Najee go. Rodgers, I wish you well. Miles Garrett got a target on your back. Like, Miles Garrett wants to bury you. I, hey, look,
Yeah, you
it's
got to play
rough.
him
It's gonna
twice
be
this
rough.
year too.
That's a great
Twice.
point. They've got their
Twice.
offensive line is one of the worst in football. That's a great point.
Yeah.
Real quick, man. I gotta start bench cut. I'm gonna start with you, Mo, Kyler Murray, Tua Tagovailoa, Brock Purdy.
Ooh.
Oh.
I am gonna start. I'm gonna start Brock Purdy.
Ooh.
I'm
Is
going
that biased because you're a Niners fan?
Well, yeah, and he's had more and he's had more success than the other two, so that's easy. Yeah. And I'm probably gonna bench Kyler Murray and cut Tua.
Brett, who you going with?
Can I just bench all of them and tank? I'll take my chance with Arch Manning in 2026. That's my pick. I actually I think I just agree with Mo on this one. I think I would just start Brock Purdy. I think he's shown more to me, like an ability to kind of, it's funny. I think Kyler Murray has a lot of potential. I would bench him. I don't know what it is with him. I think Kyler's just too inconsistent. Like when the team's doing good, he like feeds off of that and he does great. But the problem is like, as soon as they hit like a 1 or 2 game losing streak, then it seems like Kyler just kind of goes along for the ride. So I think he's great. I think he's talented, but I almost just want to see some more consistency. Like when things are going bad, I don't want to see his play fall off. So
Well, Call of Duty drops in November, so
yeah, fair enough. I'm benching him, and I'm cutting Tua.
Mr. Kelly, who you going with? Start, bench, cut.
Dang,
I think Tua's gonna
yeah,
always get cut.
I actually, yeah. Besides the concussions, I think Tua is all right. It's just the concussions. You're not gonna get a full season out of him. So I think I'm gonna start off hot with Tua until he gets concussed, and then I'm gonna let Brock Purdy carry the way. I'm cutting Kyler Murray. The Call of Duty thing is crazy to me. The game comes out and he's no longer interested in football, and sometimes he fakes an injury. I don't know. I don't know. I could be wrong, but that's what it looks like. And it seems like every time around that time, my ankle. I don't know. But yeah, I'm a fast started with Tua until he gets.
Nobody believes in Kyler, man. Like that boy had some success starting off this year. I mean, his career.
I'm gonna try to get as many games as I can before Tua gets concussed, and then Brock is gonna carry me the rest of the way.
Fair enough.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are coming up on an hour, man. We had a special guest today, Mr. Kelly. I appreciate you stopping through with us this morning.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Mr. Brett, man, appreciate you stopping through. You have any closing remarks for our people?
Yeah, make sure to check out. We have the Meaty Boys podcast tonight with Mo and I. We'll be talking some professional wrestling. And definitely have some strong thoughts on the state of professional wrestling after what we saw this past weekend. So make sure to tune into that.
I forgot we ain't even have our Monday Night Raw guy this morning. Will. Hope we feel better. Mr. Mo. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, if y'all Mo better, you do better. Close us out, big dog.
Thank you guys so much for joining us this morning. Make sure you check out all the great content we have at Wire Network. Wire Network, we appreciate